Back when I was in my teens, I used to work night shift at Chuck E. Cheese. When people think about Chuck E. Cheese, they usually picture birthday parties, kids running around the arcade, pizza boxes stacked on tables, animatronics singing on the stage. It's supposed to be one of the happiest places for kids. But in December of 1993, something happened at one location that turned that idea upside down. And it all started with a normal closing shift. But in December of 1993, something happened at one location that turned that idea upside down. On December, the night of the 14th, employees were finishing their work at Chuck E. Cheese restaurant in Aurora, Colorado. The dinner rush had already ended. Families had gone home. The arcade machines were slowly getting quiet. Workers were doing the casual closing tasks, cleaning tables, counting money, and getting ready to lock up for the night. Most of the employees working at that shift were young. For some of them, it was just another night at their job. But they had no idea something dangerous was already on the way to the restaurant. Earlier that year, a former employee named Nathan Dunlap had been fired from the restaurant. People who knew him later said he'd be angry about losing his job. And that one night in December, he decided to go back. Not to talk, not to visit, but to get revenge. You see, this is Nathan Dunlap. Late that evening, he entered the building while employees were still inside finishing their closing duties. What happened next shocked the entire community. Several workers were attacked inside the restaurant after it had closed. 4 employees lost their lives that night. Another worker survived, staying very still and waiting until the attacker left the building. That survivor later helped police understand exactly what had happened, but when authorities arrived, the restaurant looked quiet from the outside. Inside, investigators quickly realized something terrible had taken place. The crime scene inside the restaurant became one of the most disturbing cases the city had ever seen. The story quickly spread across the country. For many people, it was hard to imagine something like that happening inside a place meant for children and birthday parties. Police began searching for the responsible person. The survivor's testimony helped identify the suspect. Not long after the attack, officers arrested Nathan Dunlap. The case went to trial and became one of the most well-known criminal cases in Colorado at the time. Even years later, people who worked at that location said the building never felt the same. Some employees who joined after the incident said they could hear co-workers talk about the tragedy during some late-night shifts. Others said that when the restaurant closed at night, the empty arcade felt different. Rows of silent games, dark stages where animatronics used to perform, and a reminder that something terrible had happened once there. For many people in Aurora, the event left a permanent mark on the community. Memorials were created to remember the victims, and the story became a reminder of how quickly an ordinary day can turn into something unimaginable. Today, most people visiting Chuck E. Cheese locations across the country have no idea about the events that happened in Aurora, 1993. They just see flashing arcade machines and kids playing games. But for those who remember that night, the story of the Aurora Chuck E. Cheese murders is something they'll never forget. This is Nathan Dunlap, and he lost his job at Chuck E. Cheese, but he wanted revenge. This story is based on the real Aurora Chuck E. Cheese murders, which occurred on December 14, 1993 in Aurora, Colorado. After he got fired, he was so mad because he couldn't find any other job. So he ended up getting revenge. Families of the workers had ended up suing him. There was even yellow tape around the Chuck E. Cheese after it happened. so employees could clean up the inside. This is a picture of the Chuck E. Cheese that it happened in. And here is another picture of Nathan Dunlap.